Hi, Mike Bermingham here. Welcome to Knockanadig. Just finished the milking here this morning, so welcome to our virtual open day here. I'm farming here with my wife Tina and my two daughters Sarah and Kaylee. So throughout today we'll be putting up videos and stuff like that, so ask plenty of questions and give comments. So enjoy the day and be sure to get involved. Hi all. We're milking 108 cows here on a 42.5 hectare block. All the calves and heifers are being contract reared, so this is one block and we'll use it for cows and silage. Well, the cows this morning are gone into a pre-grazing cover of 1400, so we'll probably get 3 grazings out of this paddock. This is where the cows left last night. There was probably a pre-grazing yield of about 12 to 1300 in it. We got about 24 hours in this paddock. So this paddock was reseeded on the 5th of May. It was just power harrowed and one passed in. The varieties are Aston Energy, Abergain, Aberchoice, and the clover is Chieftain. We're after grazing. It's after getting its 3rd grazing, so since the 1st grazing we've grazed it every 2 weeks at a cover between, I suppose, 1000 and 1400 we'll say. So this paddock now was reseeded on the 21st of May. It was grazed 10 days ago. Today there's a cover of 1200 on it, so we're going to target this. This will be the next paddock the cows will go into. It'll be its 3rd grazing then. We've chosen the same varieties as the last paddock and we picked those paddocks up off the pasture profit index. It's currently getting 15 units nitrogen after grazing.
So Mike, what's the current grass situation on the farm?
Yeah, it's good, Fergus. We measured the grass there last Monday and using the pasture-based app on the phone, we walked the farm, put in the figures. I can see that we have a cover per cow of 170 kilos per cow. Our farm cover is sitting around 614, so that's what grass we have per hectare on the farm. That's giving us a pre-grazing cover of approximately 1400. So we also look at our growth versus our demand. So currently our growth rate's at 70, our demand is at 60. So in 5 days time we'll have an extra surplus of 50 over the whole farm. So we'll reassess that now on Friday when we measure the farm again. We try to keep the quality good in the farm by grazing covers between 1200 and 1400. If they go over this, then we'll take them out as surplus bale silage. So we've 2 paddocks reseeded. There's about 12 acres in total. They're priority paddocks for it at the moment. We probably won't let them go past 1100. At the moment, currently we're grazing every 14 days. So we've 14 paddocks. They're all pretty good, bar one paddock. It's not as good. We'll get the cows to graze it out correctly as best they can, and we'll reassess it in a day or two. What we probably end up doing is, because we don't have a more topping, so we'll probably come into maybe 1100 the next time, but I'd say they'll do a pretty good job this time.
Mike, what's the grazing plan for the autumn?
So from the start of August we'll stop cutting bale silage so that we'll be able to build cover. Around the middle of August our silage ground will be coming back in to extend the road so that will also help us build cover. We'll probably be spreading around 20 units of AIN up to the middle of August, and then maybe switch to 30 units. We've done a budget on pasture-based Ireland. Our targets are kind of for the 1st of September between 850 and 900. We should build into a peak of about 1150 late September. We'll close off the farm once the farm cover hits about 800. We're going to close down the farm completely. By the 1st of December we should be at 850. By looking at the budget, we don't have to feed any silage till the very end of October, start of November. So the cows are currently milking just over 23 litres at 390 protein and about 460 fat, giving us just over 2 kilos of milk solids a day. We noticed there when the cows are below in the resets, we get a good lift in the tank, and we have a couple of poor quality paddocks and we kind of get a bit of a decline there, so reseeding pays really.
Mike, following on from the autumn, what's your targets for next spring?
Yeah, look, on the 1st of December we should have a farm cover of 850. I hope to open on the 1st of February with a farm cover of 1000. To do that then we'll have from 15th of January on, weather permitting, we'll have our slurry put out and our first application of AIN spread. I suppose because we're calving 90% in 6 weeks, we've a very big demand and we've a high farm, so our targets then are in the 1st of February to the 1st of March we probably try and graze 30% of the farm. We'll probably stretch out the rest of it then till into the start of April. We won't let the farm cover drop below 600 at any time, because if we get more grass, we'll probably start the second round the 1st of April to the 10th of April, some date in between there, depending, with a cover of 200 per cow. Hi all, I'm just here now out in the field, and we've decided to put in spur roadways for the spring and the autumn. I got the idea there from Paidi or Brien. He won the heavy soils competition and the Grassland competition last year. So I saw Paidi's tweet on last April, and he had spur roadways on most of his farms. So our plan here is to put a spur roadway in here, and in another part of the farm we had spoil from a building job we were doing in the yard. So we tipped it along here, and we'll get a machine in now to level it up and have spur roadways so that we can get access here in the spring and the autumn.
John Maher, Grass10. Mike, you use pasture based quite a lot.
Yeah.
How much did your farm grow last year?
In 2019, according to pasture base, we grew 14 tonnes plus. This
So Mike, I'm just wondering, you've made a lot of progress over the last few years since you started milking in 2014. What are your plans for the future going forward with this farm?
we'll just keep keep improving the simple things like EBI in the herd, like always breeding a better bull, so we can improve there. Probably do more reseeding. We've probably focused more on soil fertility, and now that's okay. I think we'll drive on with the reseeding and add in the clover, because we find the clover is giving us better solids. We have a couple of paddocks with clover in them at the moment, and they milk very well when they go in there, to be fair. And I suppose the environmental stuff coming down the road, we'll probably have to use less nitrogen, so there's a kind of a win-win there, really. I suppose really another thing that we'd have to look at over the next couple of years is improving our costs. Have the farm set up in a labour efficient way that it's easy managed without much need for outside labour. Probably do it myself with the contractors. I suppose we'll continue on with contract rearing. Another thing where we'd like to focus in on at the moment is adding in spur roadways for the springtime, that we can just set up the farm maybe once a week, set up all the paddocks, that all you have to do is go open a gap and let the cows in every day, depending on, you can send them wherever the weather will suit the best. Another thing where we're going to improve on going forward is our closing cover. We're probably closing a small bit too low, maybe at 600, 650, so I think we'll rise that up to 700 or 800, so that we'd have well over 1,000 in the spring. I suppose really it is EBI and reseeding is what we're looking at going forward. Mike here again, so just signing off for the day now. So thanks very much for joining us on the virtual farm walk. I appreciate all the comments and feedback. I'd just like to say thanks to my family, Tina and 2 girls. I'd just like to thank the judges last year for coming out and visiting the farm and their feedback, and the sponsors as well. Thanks. I'd like to thank all our advisors, past and present. They've helped an awful lot throughout the journey of this farm. I'd like to thank everyone who helps us here on a daily basis. Our contractors, our relief milkers, all who help us from day to day. And I'd just like to thank the 2 girls, Sarah and Kaylee, for making the videos, and John Maher as well for all the advice and the help throughout the year. I'd just like to thank the Ballyhooly group, the dairy discussion group that I'm involved in, and they also have a Grass10 course running as well at the moment. I actually find it is great for learning stuff, and they're a wealth of information. I'm also involved in the 20 group in Connacht. So I'd like a special thanks to all my group members, and thanks for all their help throughout the years.